Since its official launch in December 2020 as the Municipal Innovation Authority, Innovate Edmonton has operated under its placeholder name. With a mandate from City Council to champion inclusion and increase innovation in Edmonton, they launched with a bold vision to position Edmonton as an inclusive global innovation capital, with local solutions to the world's critical challenges. In its first 18 months, they achieved some impressive milestones that laid a strong foundation for the next phase of growth, launching an enduring brand. Today, I'm excited to be talking with CEO Catherine Warren and Director of Marketing and Communications Aaron Goblish to announce and discuss the new Edmonton Unlimited. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me today and having a discussion. Really exciting news. We've got this brand launch coming up with Edmonton Unlimited. And so I think the first thing I want to kind of get into is just tell me about the organization and the journey it's been to get here.
Well, we are very happy to be here with you and to talk about the new brand and many other things. We opened our doors in December of 2020. Virtually.
Yeah.
And we were the brainchild of an ambitious city council. It was very focused on innovation, on economic diversification, and on inclusion. Mm-hmm. And together with our board, we built a strategy to position Edmonton as an inclusive global innovation capital, in particular, a city of innovators tackling great global challenges, things like the climate emergency, public health, food security, digital inclusion, reconciliation, areas where Edmonton already has bench strength. And, by the way, these are also areas that international markets are very interested in and where enlightened investors want to put their capital. So it is very much win-win-win.
Yeah.
We grew through a combination of acquisition and organic growth. We acquired Startup Edmonton, some of the key assets of Tech Edmonton, and then were chosen by the Edmonton Regional Innovation Network to administer the financial back end of the ERIN. So we've done some consolidation, which affords the taxpayer a lot of cost savings.
Yeah.
And then everyone we've hired virtually. So it's going to be very exciting for us to finally be together next year when we open Innovation Place at 101 and Jasper.
Yeah. So lots of things happened over the pandemic. Like the pandemic was a mover and shaker time for you guys.
It really was. And also we are like children of the pandemic. So
right.
The whole organization was created at a time when, obviously workforces were disrupted. Families were pivoting and adapting. Kids were at home. Supply chains were disrupted. There were so many changes. And the entrepreneurs that we worked with throughout this whole experience were so adaptable. They were so keen to collaborate and to really take advantage of all the supports that are offered in the province, in the city, and federally.
Right.
Yeah.
You're a innovation supporter born out of an innovative time.
Yeah.
Touché. Right? Isn't that something?
Yeah.
So you use the word global innovation capital. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, we like to add inclusive to that.
Gotcha.
So we say inclusive global innovation capital.
Okay.
To me, it means that we are, as I said, a city of innovators that are focused on these big enough problems that international markets are demanding. We also have great connections, like we're a gateway city to other destinations. We are a hub of talent. We are a university city. So there are a lot of eyes on Edmonton right now.
Yeah.
And we feel that our opportunity is unlimited, that now is our time, not just to do the good work here of city building, which is very important, but to also help our entrepreneurs with international revenue generation, building customers around the world, attracting investment from other jurisdictions to really build those ties that will help them, long term with their growth. Yeah.
How about the partners? Like lots is, like you've said it, like you guys have grown, expanded, you guys were birthed out of this entire scenario of the world being turned upside down for the last 2.5 years. Obviously, the innovators that are looking to get into the markets and grow their products and grow their innovations needed support. So they've come and looked at those various organizations that you were involved with and acquired. How about the other partners that you guys rely on and lean on to help you achieve what you guys are looking to make happen?
There are so many partners, and we can't do it without our partners. So right off the bat, I'm thinking of Edmonton Global and the work they're doing with foreign direct investment. Our role in that mix is to help them attract the innovators here. And to help them identify what that innovation delta is in whatever space or industry they're going after. And they are super supportive of us. We've done trade missions together. We've been on podiums together, and just building out research and other things that will really help us with collaborative positioning of our city. Yeah. So we really want to go out with like one strong message. We say, we call it a combined pitch deck. Yeah. And then, we can kind of pick and choose what we want to emphasize depending on who the audience is. We're also very well partnered with Explore Edmonton, including for things like events, because of course they too want to attract business tourism. So many companies are interested in what we're doing right here in AI, in life sciences, in other areas where we excel. And then most recently, we announced a partnership with Edmonton Public Libraries because, of course, they have access to a whole group of Edmontonians that perhaps we weren't interfacing with. And so we know that by delivering public programming at EPL on the topic of innovation, that will attract more people into our pipeline, and they might become Edmonton's future entrepreneurs. Yeah. And so as part of that, I was also named the EPL Innovator in Residence, and I have office hours at EPL, which is so much fun. Sitting and talking one-on-one with local innovators that have, fantastic ideas. They want help, kind of like a concierge that can help them look at other free programs that they can tap. We do that. And then we're also co-curating a pop-up library of innovation resources for Edmontonians.
Lots going on. You guys aren't resting, that's for sure. I love, we've had Malcolm Bruce on the show with Edmonton Global, your team now. We've had Tracy Bednard on the show as well with Explore Edmonton. Yeah. I'm loving how this whole thing is starting to shape up. We talked about it a little bit off camera of how the pillars are really starting to get defined. And with that comes efficiencies. We talked about that when it comes to the taxpayer dollars and whatnot. But the efficiencies, but the pillars are really defined where we do this, you do that, we support each other, and we know where the line is to cross when it's time that you come into here. It's awesome. We've all said this already off camera. It's an exciting time to be in Edmonton, to be in this network and in this region. And we've got some, you said it, talent. The talent is mind-boggling, and there's just those little supports that you guys are starting to offer. What's something that's really exciting that maybe some of these programs that have come to you or some of these innovators that have come to you, anything that pops out that you're like, ooh, that's a world changer for us? Well,
I was thinking stay tuned for Launch Party, which Erin will talk a bit about, which is a big part of Startup Week.
Yes, absolutely. So this is kind of one of the key events that happens during Startup Week. And so this is the 13th year of Launch Party. So basically we send out a call for applications, and organizations and small startups, they apply to be part of Launch Party. And so this is kind of their coming out party. And so we are planning planning for a huge party at the convention center this year, and it's their opportunity to showcase their business. And when you think about the audience in the room, whether it's service providers like ours, some of our partners, some of our government partners, investors, and just the community. So this is the first time for them to say, hey, this is the cool thing I'm working on, and here it is.
And this is the first time it's back in person.
It is.
Right?
It is.
And so we've had this 2.5-year break. Did you guys do anything virtually over the last?
Oh, we did.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
Oh,
did.
yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
So what we've done differently for this year, because of course the last 2 years it has been virtual. So we didn't feel like that the launch party companies for those last few years really got the same experience as being able to launch in person and being able to engage in person. Right. So what we're doing is we've actually set aside time at the opening of launch party, and we're doing a champagne reception. And so those 20 companies are actually invited to come and participate in the champagne reception, showcase their businesses. Of course, before then we move into the main event. So it's actually going to be 30 companies that are going to be showcased this year.
And I can only imagine the excitement and the energy that's going to be in that. So, for anybody that wants to be involved, get there now. Yes. Again, being back in person and everybody's mind is kind of fresh and they just want to spill out their ideas and their thoughts to people in person and get that energy. So that's pretty wild. That's really exciting. And so now you guys have selected 10, am I correct?
Yes,
10
we
companies.
have.
Yeah.
They are not public yet.
Right.
But they will be made public very, very shortly.
Yeah.
So yes, selections have been made and we're currently engaging with those to make sure that they're accepting their applications. Yeah. And we'll be going public with that announcement really quickly.
Super exciting.
And launch party by definition is just the beginning, right? So the idea is that we follow these companies for a full year and that the whole city can get behind their success.
Yeah.
Which is very powerful. Like they know when they're going out pitching, when they're seeking investment, that they have the force of the entire community behind them.
Yeah. The opportunity you guys have because you're following them for that whole entire line, to tell that story, and then that only amplifies and encourages the next round because they can see those challenges overcome. They can see, now I know what to look for because you guys are there assisting and telling that story from the ground up. That's pretty cool.
And actually one of them is in our brand launch. So Fly and Fetch, they are a launch party company and they're going to be participating in our brand launch. They're going to be profiled in our campaign. So,
Oh, that's pretty cool. Now, what about the brand itself? I mean, Edmonton Unlimited, where that's a big part of this week. Where did this conception come from and why Edmonton Unlimited?
Well, I'll start big picture and then we will throw to Aaron, who is the maestro on brand. But when we opened our doors, we always knew that Innovate Edmonton was a placeholder brand. We inherited it, but we didn't feel that it was the right thing to do to just immediately launch a branding exercise. We didn't even have a team. We certainly didn't have an identity. And so part of making a really good brand is that it's authentic. It's representative, that it defines, both who we are and where we're going. Right. So, with all of that in mind, we launched our process for the new brand about 6-8 months ago under Erin's leadership, and she will give you the details.
Yeah, for sure. So we did launch. We went through a full RFP process, and we selected a local company. They're an award-winning brand agency called FKA, so they've been helping us through this process. And of course, as Catherine just said, you don't build a brand in the absence of getting feedback, and so that the brand is truly representative of the people it should represent. And so that was a really key piece of the brand project itself, is really engaging with different folks in the community and really understanding, what is unique about our city and how do we build a brand around that. And so the first thing we did was actually there was a lot of research that existed already in this city. So it wasn't really necessary for us to go out and kind of duplicate that research. There was some really good foundational research on, Edmonton's innovation ecosystem. And so we used that as a foundation. And then through engaging with different groups, through focus groups, we were able to kind of dig in and really get to the heart of what makes our city unique and what can really put us on a global stage. And so that's what we did. So we learned learned some really exciting things through this process. And of course, that meant that we could launch this exciting new brand called Edmonton Unlimited.
That's awesome. I like you using the word global stage because that's something we advocate for here. Here is just introducing Alberta to the world and the world to Alberta. And
Yes.
because of our resources and talent, like we've discussed, we deserve a spotlight on the global stage. And we always say we're a little too humble sometimes. Like we've had some unbelievable successes out here that just haven't been shouted out to the mountains yet. And we're getting there, and organizations like yours is going to help get that message out there that this is happening here. This is where to be. And then when we talk investment, global dollars come here as well. And then we touch the rest of the world. So this is awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming in and talking to me about this today and telling the audience about what it is you guys are doing. Super excited for this brand launch here coming up this week. And that's been happening this whole week, I should say. And and then all the great things you guys are going to do is really exciting. So again, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us.
Thanks for having us.
You
Thank
betcha.
you.